going to be doing is we're going to do a battery swap or a battery install on an x22r. It's a very easy install. You're going to need a Phillips screwdriver and a number 4 Allen key. But first thing we're going to do is we're going to put the strap down there. We're going to just put our tools down here. First thing you have to do is pop the seat. So if you come over to the left side of the bike, the seat is right here. A lock is right here. Turn it, pop your seat up and off. Just set the seat up. You don't need anything underneath here. You don't have to worry about that. Make sure and put your key back to the ignition so you don't lose it. We're going to come back over to the right side of the motorcycle and we're going to take one fairing off. To take that fairing off, you just need your 1 Allen key. So we'll go ahead and we'll take this Allen bolt out. Now, for this Allen bolt down here, there's actually a nut on the other side of it. On some bikes, some don't have a nut. They have a clip, kind of like what's up on this side. But this one has a nut, so I'm just gonna loosen the nut a bit, and then I can go around from the back and just take the nut right off. Okay. Make sure when you take that off, just put your nut back on so you don't lose the nut. Then you're going to need your Phillips screwdriver. There is one Phillips screw right here where this underneath where the seat would go. So we're going to remove that. Keep all your nuts and screws together so you don't lose anything. And there's one more back under the back fairing. We'll remove that. Okay, perfect. Now the fairing is, oh goodness, the fairing is going to come off very easy. So we're just, and there's one tab here, so you can just pop it out like that. Anytime you set a fairing down, never set it down like that. You'll end up getting scratches on your fairing. You don't want that on a brand new bike. So make sure and put the back side down. And then we come here and you come to your battery box right here. So we're gonna just kind of shove this wire out of the way so it's not in the way. Okay, so right here is where your battery box goes. So what you wanna do is when you're gonna be putting your battery on, you wanna push these little covers back. And the same on your negative side. You want to push the cover back. Perfect. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to lift our battery into place. Just like that. And now while you're having your battery like this in place, what is a good common practice thing to do is to take your band and go ahead and put it on. That way, while you're installing, if you nudge your battery or anything, it doesn't fall out. If it falls out in a cement floor, it's going to crack and you're going to lose all the acid out of it. So just give the band a stretch. You'll see there's little hooks on each side. And now the battery's in place and it's going to be held in place. Now, if you look, when it comes with your battery, you get your screws for your battery. So these are the screws. This little nut actually sits just on the back side of this. There's a little divot place for it, so you just set it in there. So we'll go ahead and we're gonna install our positive first. So as long as you put the bolt in like this, just hold the nut with your fingers. You can go ahead and start it. There we go. Now I'm going to take my Phillips screwdriver. I'm just going to kind of hold the nut in place on my finger. Okay. And once you start to tighten, there's a groove in the back of the battery that will hold that nut in place, so you don't need to have a wrench or nothing. There we go. So there, our positive is on. Now you take your little boot cap and you bring it up over the top. You might have to work it back and forth a little bit with the wire, but you want that on top just in case anything happens, something steel doesn't fall down on top of here and it grounds out your battery. You don't want to do that. So now we're going to go to our negative side. We're going to put our negative side on. Again, just put the nut back in there, let it sit in a little groove. Just tighten like that. Put our Phillips screwdriver. Make sure that it stays in its little groove so you can tighten it no problem. There you go. Now we're going to slip our little boot over the top here. Like that. So now the battery is fully installed, just the way it's supposed to be. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and put our fairing back on. Again, watch this clip. You want to be very careful with this clip. You don't want to snap it off. So go ahead and pop it in place first. Perfect. It'll put your fairing in place, then you don't have to move around and mess around. I like to do the bottom one first. Just go ahead and put your bolt in. Again, reach around to the back. You can feel the bolt. Go ahead and put your nut back on. Okay. I'm going to take our other Allen bolt. I'm going to put it up here, and this Allen bolt kind of goes into a little clip. And another thing, when you're installing fairings like this, when you're tightening them up, like tightening with your Allen bolt, a little snug. That's all you want to do. You just snug it. If you do it anymore, what you're going to do is you're just going to pop the center out of this. You're going to break it. You don't want to do that. So now we can go ahead and put our Phillips screws back in. Last one goes on the back. Perfect. Okay, and you take your seat. Put your seat back on. When you put your seat back on, you always want to make sure that this tab is underneath, like that. Oh, put it in the lock position. I like actually doing it from the driver's side of the bike. So I'm not going down. There we go. And it pops into place, locks into place. Now if I come up, and we have power up at the front, like we're supposed to.